So once you've got your Bowlsaver all set up and the correct height, you're ready to do your first bowl. There are several different ways of measuring to check the wall thickness you're going to use and to make sure you're not going to go through the bottom. So with this, you need to decide this is going to be which is going to be the biggest bowl. Obviously the outside one is going to be my biggest. So I want to take out about 1.25 inch thickness wall. So I've actually I have already marked it. So I bring this up because it's a very deep blank. This piece is actually 13.25 inches, 13.5 inches in diameter, and about 5.25 inches deep. So in the box that the Bowlsaver comes in, there are a couple of templates that you the self-adhesive, and you just stick on a bit of 3mm ply or masonite hardboard, and this gives you a guide so that you don't go through the bottom. So you line that up with the center of the hole, or the center of the bolt, and that's the bottom of the bowl is there. And as you make smaller bowls, this will come up, so it tells you that you're not going to go through the bottom. And the same with the smaller blade. You do the same thing, but you're doing that way around. Yeah, you're doing it off there. So that's the two templates. The other way to check where what bowl size is going to be is to use the Woodcut Light guide, and you set this up so it's on the corner of the cutter, and then you rotate it round, and it tells you exactly where the Bowlsaver's, the bottom of the bowl is going to be. So I want to try and get this as tight as I possibly can to get the maximum I can out of this. So it's just this plate over here is just missing. Need to back it up ever so slightly. There we go. So that's nothing's touching there. So that's telling me that what I've got there. I'm looking for about 1.25 inch wall thickness. So this, I've got 1.25 inch here, and from the light there, I've got 1.25 inch to the bottom of the bowl as well. So that's perfect. That's exactly what I want. So I can take this out now, turn the light off, and now I connect up the tailstock assembly. So just bring that up. Before I lock the tailstock, I just use my little dead blow mallet just to make sure that tailstock, the Morse taper, is seated well. Tighten that up, tighten your tool post up underneath, make sure your banjo's tight as well. What I do to give me a little bit more control is actually turn an extension handle on here. Just take the bung out the end of the handle and pop that in, and it just gives me more control. It's not to make the thing go faster, it's just to give me that little bit extra control. So now, checking that nothing's touching, I can turn the lathe on, and I place my thumb over the cutter here, and I can just ease that in. So a few more revs, probably about 500-600 RPM. Just take your time, let the shavings clear them away. when you draw it out, you've got to be careful you don't touch the plate on the other side. I tend to clear it as often as I need to. If it stops cutting, just bring it out, clear the shavings. You don't want to be forcing it. So a loose shaving there. When I'm clearing the shavings all the time like that, I actually visualize this clear section here, so I know when I'm coming close to the cutter being back in the cutting position again. Now we're cutting a large diameter here. I mean, the piece that's coming out the middle is nearly 11 inches in diameter. So there's a lot of peripheral force, torque there. So just take your time. Don't try and rush it, and just let the cutter do the work. This is quite a powerful lathe. This is a 3-horse lathe. I have used the Bowlsaver on this sort of size pieces on lesser powerful lathes, 1.5 horse. If you're, most people aren't doing this sort of size bowl, but just take your time, let the tool do the work. Now you get to a certain point where you're starting to cut into the end grain, and that's what causes some more vibration. Here you're cutting the sides off the straws, as I think of wood as a big bundle of straws going this way. You're cutting into the sides of them. When you get around here, you're starting to cut into the ends of them, and they don't cut quite as nicely. And that's where you really need to keep clearing. So I'm clearing these shavings very frequently. I could hear then that it had picked up a loose shaving over the end. And again. Still got a way to go. This is taking the maximum diameter bowl out I can. So we're going to have to come right round the full arc to get to cut the bottom. Just going to switch off and get rid of all these shavings in here. Pick that one off the end there. So now you can see I'm almost all the way around here, but I've still got a fair way to go yet. And when you hear that, the tone change, just come around and check. And there's a little bit of flex there, but not a great deal yet. So we're getting close to being, to that coming out. A little bit more. Close. Okay, that will probably do. I can probably just snap that out there now. Yep, there we go. So that's the first one out. Just bring that out. Little twist. And there is your first save. We've gone down to about 3/4 of an inch spigot in the bottom there. So that's your first save. So out of this 13¼ inch bowl, 13½ inch bowl, we've saved a piece that's 10¼ inches diameter by 4 inches deep. So I can set that to one side. Got rid of some shavings down there. Take the Bowlsaver out. So I can now so that bowl is, we'll call finished. Just check the wall thickness. So that's what it is there. It does get a little bit thicker as we go down, but not a great deal. So I'll just spot measure there. So up here I've got 1¼ inch. It's a bit thicker, so it's 1/4 inch thicker at the bottom, but that was the maximum we could take out. So that's your first bowl finished.